Now this should give you some sound because now I'm talking. I am back. I just need to figure out what window I'm going to use. As you can see, yeah, I know, and it's probably upside down as well. There you go. There's me in the camera. Thank you, everyone. Yeah, if you've heard Sims music, it can't really have been from here, but if you play Sims a lot, your brain might play a little trick on you sometimes because, you know, we know these things. They're definitely getting friendly. I think that unless we want Timid Bunny to end up with either Modus Moron or Moninius, we are going to have to get her out in town and meeting some other people as well. And if she has to end up with someone. I mean, I can of course do everything to spoil relationships if they occur and people don't want them to be there. But otherwise, putting people into close proximity in a house, as you saw with my character, can lead to unexpected results. She might be your stepmother, she might be your aunt. This is Modus, it's not Moninius, so I think that Moninius's habits are kind of rubbing off on Modus. As you can see, he's wearing these absolutely cute underpants that we picked for him with dinosaurs. Need to zoom in once in a while so we can see what's happening. She can't really be the sister Binky because if you look at the family tree here, she's not in here. She was created as, let's just go to Timid once. She was created as a single sim, so she has no family relations unless she finds someone to marry. Then she's gonna get family relations unless she adopts someone. And I'm not really sure whether you can choose to adopt someone unless it's because you married one of their parents. So yeah, she's a roommate actually. But at least most people in the house seem pretty happy. Let me just pause this for a minute. As you can see, Wilshi and Zazu doesn't look too happy. They are pretty stressed out. And as you can see here, they have this work, and I'm thinking whether we shouldn't pull them out of the workforce because this is a pretty high stress factor. Unless of course you have a desire to make them flunk out of school, because that can happen as well because they might get really bad grades. Yeah, exactly, Symes. Whoever the character prefers, she'll probably hook up with, because things happen when you leave a household. I can, to a certain degree, control events when I'm in direct control of a household like here. But as soon as I leave it, whatever they're programmed to do is going to happen. So yeah, but we got a lot of money out of. You remember that I found that we had all the furniture for the first apartment you lived in, and then I sold that, and then you ended up with a whole lot of money. So I think that maybe we should just pull you out of the workforce, because you don't look really happy, and you both have like a really bad stress counter on here. Of course, there's money, so I can do a lot of fun options at home. The problem is you get out of school at 2 and you have to be at work at 4. So that means that's not a lot of time to kind of build up the fun. Yeah, just go to school, right? Yeah. So I'm going to do this, so the first action your characters are going to do when you're done with school for the day is you're going to call and quit your job. There we go. it was in all the best of intentions. Oh, look, you've got cars. Look at that. There's a car in that inventory. There's a car in that inventory. Oh, she's got the ghost that she caught. Remember, Timid Bunny is a ghostbuster. And he's got a car, and he's got a really bad car. So apparently when I leave them, they acquire stuff on their own as well. So you all got cars. Not necessarily the best cars, but cars. So let's just see. I'm just going to pause The Sims for a little bit. It's paused now because I'm just going to import that picture from Twitter and quickly show you how I pulled into GIMP so I have something to work with for the overlay. Yes, you can drive as teenagers. I think, can't remember if it's any of these expansions or if it's when I put in the university expansion. But then you can actually, or is that in Sims 4 where you actually have to learn how to drive? Can't really remember that. But you can definitely drive cars because you're teenagers, and this is an American game, and in the US, teenagers drive cars. I mean, in Denmark, you can get a driver's license when you're 18, so teenagers drive cars here as well. It's just not as young. Yeah, enjoy your snack, Timid. So, pausing this, switching to the other overlay there. Let's just resize. Oh, that was the wrong one. Let's resize me a little bit, because I became a huge picture there. OBS, yep. And Sims is still behind me there. So let's just minimize that for now. Here we go. Minimize that one. So, as you can see here, this is what I'm trying to follow chat in. And then I go to my Twitter account and I can see this is my picture. There it is. So I save image as. Of course, I'm just gonna put it in. I think I have a folder somewhere called dragons in my artwork thingy. Let's see. Oh, that wasn't it. There. Dragons. There we go. And then I'm gonna save this. Just gonna call it dragon underscore overlay, because that way I have it as a file on my computer now. So that's pretty simple. Just take a picture with your camera, tweet it, and then you can download it from your Twitter account. Start up GIMP, and let's just move this one back to the other screen so I can see what's happening in chat. There we go. Yeah, cold sucks. I'm just looking at chat. So the next month or so. Oh, nice, Science. Just read your thing about hosting. Oh, that's cool. I'm in the job application phase of my life as well. I've got one application out now. I'm waiting for answer to. But it's always just going in here. I'm just going to open the picture because go to the place where I stored it. dragon overlay, open. Go into the image and transform the image. Just gonna rotate it 90 degrees clockwise, and then I've got my dragon in here. Then I can kind of cut the part of the picture I want. I just use like my square selecting tool, like this. There we go. Control C, Control Shift plus V, and it starts up a new window with the selection I did. Then I can just close the original one, close without saving, because I have that file. And I'll have this one. Then I'm going to go into my colors, and I'm going to go into brightness and contrast. And then I'm gonna add some contrast. See whether I want it work with brightness or contrast, because I want to kind of keep the line but make the rest of it as bright as possible without losing the line. And after that, it's as it is right now, I would open up here. I would go in here, and then I would open, and let's see if I can remember where I put that. Stream stuff, overlay, open. Because I've got this one, I know this one is already the right size. So I mark this one, go into layers, mark the layer, Control C, go into my overlay, and do a Control V to insert. And then I just put this to a new layer, and then you can see size-wise. Then up here in the tools I'm working with, I'm going to choose this one. This is a scaling tool. And then I'm going to mark this layer because I want it to be approximately the same size as what I already had. And then I'm going to make sure that this chain here isn't broken. I want it to scale with the same dimensions. So now when I make sure this one isn't broken, I just have to pull it until I think I have the size I need. And I think that's going to be around that, and then scale it. Let's see. Yeah, still a little. No, it's actually, that was pretty precise. Let's see here. It's going to jut out of the frame a bit more. I can see that right away. The question is it worth it? Because it's going to take up quite a bit of the screen. And I have to say that in some of my streams, this won't be a problem, really. It's just going to be a little bit fun that this is here and there's something to look at. Like when I do Game Maker and stuff like that. As long as this doesn't block any important information on the screen, this is just nice. This here, I'm gonna do a new layer. Just do a transparent one, put it on top of everything here, and I'm gonna use that layer to simply trace along the lines I've already made. And when I've done that, I can make this layer invisible and just have the stuff I've traced, and then that will fit in here. Or I can go in here and say I want to kind of use all of this, the original lines, and then I would take my razor, choose a pretty decent size, and then I'd go into the layer with the dragon and then start simply removing all the stuff that shouldn't be there, like this, as you can see. So there's like different ways to work with it from here. But this is one of the ways I often work with stuff. I do like an initial sketch on paper, then I either scan it or I take a picture of it, get it imported as a file into here, and then I work with it in here from there. So a lot of the stuff I do is a combination of hand-drawn artwork and what I do with it digitally afterwards. So that's very, very short explanation. Oh, you can't see it. Why can't you see it? Oh, you were supposed to be able to see that. Well, isn't that nice? Huh. The Sims shouldn't be visible right now, actually, but it is. I'm having some issues with this. It's like it doesn't really update. It updated my video feed, but doesn't update the screen capture that it's doing. 1 second, I'm doing a window capture. I'm going to quickly explain what I was doing once again. Let's just see display capture. There we go. Let's see if we can just do that. I think that worked. Yeah, that worked. And the video feed on top of that. There I am. Okay, let's quickly go through that again. This here is the part of the original drawing that I cut out of the picture by using my square selection tool and doing a copy and a shift paste, control shift and then V, because that loads what you selected as a new image, as its own image. Then I took that layer, copied that, went into my overlay here, and then I pasted the layer in here. Then I marked the layer and chose this one for scaling. As you can see here, it makes it scalable, and there's this tiny box that pops up here. And this is the chain that I says this chain shouldn't be broken. Don't you just love it when technology does this? I've been talking without seeing anything. So I make sure that this chain isn't broken, and then I scale, and then it'll scale it accordingly. And this here is just what I've been doing to this layer with a simple eraser tool, just taking away the part I don't need. Whether I use the eraser or whether I trace it, that depends on the effect I want, and I actually think it's kind of fun here to keep this kind of hand drawn with a little bit of the flaws from a hand drawn thing. So let's see there, and then I can move it a little bit so you can see it's like one layer here. So and all this checkered area in the background, that's like the see-through area. So you can see when I erase something, I make sure that all my layers has an alpha channel. If I right click on it, I can go in here, and either you will have the option to add an alpha channel or remove an alpha channel. I have my alpha channels in here. That makes it possible for me to save them as JPEGs or PNGs with transparency, and then all I have to do is in OBS I can open them up as an image and put it in as a layer, because OBS is a lot like GIMP and other graphics, like you have these different layers on top of each other. So I just have the one I call my overlayer as the top layer in my OBS channel. So if you ever wondered about how people do that, it's not really that complicated. Yes, that RAL would work if there weren't so many nuances, because all this that kind of looks like the same color in the back of the dragon. You see here, if I take the magic tool here, my magic wand, and I kind of go into the right layer for the first time and do this. Up here is going to work, but down here it's not going to get everything away, and sometimes when you do it, it's not going to stick. Actually, yeah, I'm pretty lucky. So I could do some of it like this, but you see there, I picked one pixel out here when I chose it, and then it kind of marked everything up. So you have to be really careful about using the magic selectors. Let's see if we can try using this and see if we get to keep what we want to keep. Yeah, it doesn't seem it deleted anything important. And especially if you end up using the image with where you use flash, where there will be like a very bright spot in the center, you're going to have a lot of issues doing that. And you still have to kind of do the zoom in and doing the manual work if you want the lines to be all nice. But the magic tool works in a lot of instances, and if you take a graphic that you get from different places in the internet, a lot of that you can use this magic wand thingy on, because it has like a pure white. There's a very clear difference, and all lines are drawn to a close. The issue with stuff that's hand drawn and in a sketchiest manner, as what I'm doing, is all the lines aren't always closed, and you might end up picking a color that'll mark an area that you actually need to keep. So, but thank you for mentioning it, Ral. Always good to get an excuse to mention some of the tools up here, so I really do appreciate that. So yeah, like I said, right, it's really an efficient thing when you work with things where you have a more pure color distribution than you have in something like this. Also, if I scanned it, it would be easier to make sure the magic tool worked precisely everywhere, because it gives you a more pure color. Your whites are more the same all the way through. So. But that was very quickly that, and then we are going to go back to the Sims game. I'm just going to save my overlay here. Later I'm going to go in and then I'm going to remove the other dragon, or I'll probably do 2 different versions so I can have versions with different dragons. Maybe even do an animation of a moving dragon at some point or other. But right now, this is a nice, oh, let's just remove that one. Select none. There. Save. There we go. And I keep doing things in separate layers like this, because it just gives you that many more options to work with it. Yeah, I saw something like that, Timid. I'll have to say that I'm not sure it's ever going to be able to replace, for me, the tactile feeling. I'm very much not a pen, but a pencil and paper person. So when I do hand-drawn stuff, often a lot of it shading and stuff like that, I'm going to do stuff like this, and that's not going to be picked up like by the pen. But I do appreciate that they keep on making better and better tools for people who work with graphics. And I'm never going to be one of those people who say that what you do digitally isn't original art, because the work involved is as complicated as when you work with a pencil in hand. But the experience for the artist for working with, I know some people who, for instance, work with oil color or acrylic paint and works with it and has a very tactile work style, and their experience of working with a digital media doesn't give them that same satisfaction, because there's a lot more a lot of the graphics that you do than just the end result. It's like the journey being more important than the end result, if you get it, because what other people see is the end result, but when you're working with it, you have a lot of thoughts and emotions and stuff like that, and that can be, for some people, linked to a certain way of doing their art. Personally, I love digital art tools because it makes it possible for me to have more control of what I'm doing. And some of the things I do like from scratch in digital things. But if I just have to sit down and relax and draw, it will always be pencil and paper. Because that's where I started out. So I think that's kind of and for me it's mostly this kind of pencil as well. That's like the best one for me. So there's a lot of talk about what's technically the best tools, not just in digital art, but in hand-drawn art, because we're back to that thing about that's part of issues about politics and religion, that when people have a feeling, they feel very strongly, they often want to say that they're right. The fact is that feeling that you're right and feeling that you're wrong is exactly the same feeling, because you don't know you're wrong when you're wrong, so you feel that you're right, and you feel it in exactly the same way that you do when you're right. So let's not go into that. That's neuropsychology and stuff like that. So totally different discussion, but it does tend people to sometimes get a little bit preachy, and my opinion is that any tool that works for you is the best tool for you. Period. That's just it. Don't get shut down by anyone out there trying to tell you something is better than something that you really like working with. On the other hand, don't be totally dismissive. Sometimes go out of your comfort zone and try something else, because A, that's awesome, and B, you might learn something new. But it's always, especially with something like art, very important that you follow your own preferences, because otherwise it's hard to do original art if everything you do is influenced about what people think you should do, because yeah, it's like the internet. It's very hard to get people to say their actual opinion if they've already been through a shitstorm, because they know that the consequence of it might be a shitstorm. So but that was a very, very long rant. I'm really into ranting when I do drawings. So but that was really what I wanted to show you very shortly about the process of how to take a drawing you've made and posting it on. If, as I said, if you don't mind sharing and let other people see what you're doing as well, you can just post it on Twitter and then download it from there to your computer, and then you have it where you have whatever graphic program you might like to work with. I like GIMP. I'm an computer science graduate, so I have this thing about free software. I think it's really, really awesome, and I love that it's at a level where it may not look as pretty as the paid versions, but they have all the base functionalities that you need. There might be some fancy stuff in the other things, but all the basic stuff is in most of the open source. It's not just that it's free, it's that it's open source. I really like the idea of sharing the knowledge of how you did something. But that's my opinion. Everyone has their own opinion on that. So this one got saved. Let's just do it again. Save. And close that down and go back to The Sims. That's pretty much it, Rel. Yeah. Um, that was a bit of a wall of text you got out of it, but yeah. Basically, people can have a lot of reasons to feel insecure about their own choices, but in the end, if you sit down and kind of focus on what really works for you, you are better able to tell what you feel best doing. Of course, everything in a reference to your culture, law, whatever might decide. You see, I really don't want to offend anyone. Isn't it horrible that we've become like that? But I try to get to still have an opinion, even though I'm very carefully not to tread on anyone's toes. I've been told I'm not really a diplomat, so I might step on some toes anyway, but that was unintentionally. And here we are back at The Sims. So we got a little bit of time with the Chaos family. I want Welshi and Sazu back in the house and a little bit happier before I kind of let go of this family for today. Also, if I don't remember wrongly, Modus Moron got the option of a new detective assignment. So I think we should go and talk to someone and see what Modus's assignment is, because we know it'll probably involve someone we know in town, and that is funny, like when he went through my trash. Moninius is at work. I think I'll set him to meet colleagues for the last couple of hours of his work day, so he might meet some people that he's not related to. Because his life goal, if you remember, was to date 10 different Sims at the same time, so he has to really meet some people. So let's see who his co-workers is. Timid Bunny, let's see what's her wishes. She wants to look at a deer, learn chess, and read a book about chess. If I remember correctly, there's chess tables in the local park. And since there's a couple of hours until whatever this is, it's 6 hours until her workday starts. I think we should send her to the park. I think she's doing pretty well. She's just gonna grab a snack of some waffles and then after that go to the park and maybe play some chess because she wants to do that. So, action for them. Yes, Timid Ral can be in the game as well, but he has to wait his turn because I already have a couple of other people on the list, and I also need to play the different families to make sure that they build up their relations and that the interactions and stuff like that. That's totally okay, Dark Winter Dreams. I know that a lot of you are dual streaming me and Anna, at least in chat. And I have no problem with that whatsoever. Yeah, that's true, Ral. Give me 1 second, I'll move that back. Try to enjoy the stream without focusing too much on the technicalities, but thank you for mentioning that. Also, I think my overlay... Oh, give me 1 second, I just need to fix out these layers. Let's just pause this. There we go, and there. Yeah, it's gonna take a little time for people to get in town. So far on the list of people I need to get in town, I have Binky, and there was some talk about what family relations he was going to have. Then there's oh, let me think. The Red 17, who talked about he wanted to run a bar in town, and I think that would be awesome. So he needs to get in there as well. And we have Maya Sugaila. Uh, so we are building a list. If anyone don't know how to get on the list, we have a Facebook group, and in there you can write down. There's a document in there where you can look at your options in what traits you want your character to have. You can post a picture there, or if you want a picture to be private, you can send it to me on Twitter. I think I'm friends with almost everyone on Twitter, and or following, or whatever it's called. So there's options to make all that available beforehand, and I usually build characters when I have set a whole stream aside to do so, because often I need to build more than one character to get all the different relations correct that people want. So if people want to be each other's moms, dads, sisters, brothers, and stuff like that, that requires that I do more than one character in a night. So that was a long explanation about that. Let's get back to the game, where I can see that Money, he just got a journalist challenge that says it's very important, your boss thinks it's very important that you read the book Streets of the Sidewalk, a Tale of Caution. It's important for your education as a journalist, and if it helps your job and makes the boss likes you, that's just great. So I think we should say yes, that he can read this book, because he's also going to get some fun from reading, and he can't flirt all the time. So let's do that. He wants to be rich, so we have to get him up in the career as well. Timid, she is taking a shower, and we wanted her to go to the park. So yeah, I know, Ral. You get very nitpicky, and in some way, sometimes I know this because this is a trait I have as well, and it's taking me a lot of years and several several educations to get to a level to learn that sometimes good enough is better than perfect, because you get there faster. So and it's the same thing with drawing and streaming and everything, that there's different layers of it. There's what you see because you're the one doing it. You will always kind of know more about the details and see a lot of flaws that other people simply won't notice. So sometimes it's a good idea to do some stuff to a lower level than you would usually do. Show it to someone else and see their reaction, because often they will have a totally different reaction than you anticipate. So it's oh, it's cool. You got your information written down. It was so you had no idea it was so involved, Ral. Um, well, it's because I've seen different types of Sim stream, and my Sim stream is going to be very much the way I play Sims. And the way I play Sims is I build relationships, I build families, and I build their homes. And then I go from family to family, and then don't really steer them a lot. What I try to do is let them follow the programming that I've given them with skills and traits. And then I just love looking around at a city where I made all the characters and see how they interact with each other. And it's so much more fun when you have a family like, for instance, this Chaos family, where you have Modus Moron, who is like the dad of the family, but he's also this private investigator. that investigates everybody in town, probably including his own kids if he got an assignment with it. So. Oh, let me see, what is chat saying otherwise? Angry dreams? Oh, yeah. Angry dreams. Angry Welsh dreams. The perfect is the enemy of the good. Well, yeah, exactly. I mean, my tailoring trainer said it in another way. She used to say, nobody's going to pay for perfect. Meaning, of course, that one thing is when you're a tailor, you have customers, and if you spend too much time doing everything perfect, you might totally miss the level of cost that the customer was interested in paying, because every hour costs someone money. And before that, when I've only ever done stuff for my own satisfaction, I was a lot more, you know, had to spend so much time. Oh, let's see, she just got another wish here. I spent so much time on learning the techniques and doing them perfectly because it wasn't for someone else I was doing it. But when you go out into the world to share something with the rest of the world, of course it's for your own sake as well. But if you want a positive response, you have to be real about what the world expects. And it's usually not the same things precisely that you want to give. And figuring out that difference between your inner workings about it and what's happening in the world outside, and trying to figuring the right combination for you. Well, now I'm ranting again. Let's get this game going. Now Timid's in the park, and she has all this. Oh, there's something she wants to see. Apparently, there's a tiny critter. Let's see what she's finding. Zazu and Welsh really aren't doing good. Oh, they're on the way home now, so they can quit their jobs and have a little bit of fun. What's she finding there? Oh, it's a tiny critter. What is that? It's I don't know what that's called in English. But it's like a mouse with a pointed snout. Now we're quitting the job. This is the box that says that if Welshie quits now, he has to start over if he wants to get back as a bookstore clerk. Yes, he knows that. Accept that. He's quitting. Oh, that's really cute. And the same thing for Zazu. So let's accept that. Who knows when they're done with school, and if I get university installed, they may want to do something else besides being book clerks and stuff. Trueworld something, I'd have to Google it. Well, I rant a lot in my own head as well, and at my boyfriend and my mom, and they are very, very patient people when I start doing it. Kudos to those people for doing that. Very patient people. She's like totally delighted with this one. Can she do something besides looking at it? Let's pause it and see if I can mark this one. She can catch it. Should she catch it? Timid bunny, do you want to catch it and carry it around with you? It's adorable. Okay, let her pick it up. Catch it. There we go. Did she get it? Did she get it? I think she got it. Yes, let's see in her inventory. It should pop up in here. Didn't it? That was weird. Where would it go otherwise? Oh, what does the message say? Is there a message for that? Those are just messages about the kids quitting their jobs. I have to say, Timid Bunny, your character is really a relaxed person who likes just wandering around, looking at fountains and stuff. So I think with all your needs up here, I'm going to go back and see what the kids are doing. I can see Zazu is getting her fun up pretty quickly because she's playing some computer games. And I never got to build that extension to the house where we could do like a LAN party room for you. And we talked about that because you have a good amount of money, and because Timid joined the party. So so let's let Timid run wild for a little bit here. She is clearly enthusiastic about everything here. Didn't she get it? I'm still wondering, where would it go? Would it go into the family inventory? No, didn't. Huh. Oh well, we'll figure that out. So, back to Wilshire. He doesn't look like he's doing too well, so we need to buy a computer quickly. It's an emergency. See, I could, like, say, oh, I'm gonna put up computers in the rooms as well, and yeah, that'd work, of course, but I think it would be more fun if they had, like, a game room. Oh, hi, Morwen. Welcome to the channel. Oh, we have a really dying lettuce plant out there. Who's that? That is Meninius. He can go and water that lettuce plant. Just for a little bit. So let's very quickly get... I'm on my 2-hour count, so if I shouldn't have too many more breaks, I'm going to quickly build an extension here and make sure Welshie gets out into that extension and gets a little fun in his life, because he's definitely suffering right now. That's not too good. Yeah, he needs some gaming. So let's go to the building and let's see. Well, like I said at the beginning, I had some really traumatic experiences with a Sims game I tried playing the other day where my entire family burned in the basement. So it's not going to be a game room in the basement at the moment. I'm going to do an extension out here so that we get like a new entrance party, and that entrance party is going to be game room. So let's see. As people will probably notice when I build stuff, I'm also someone who's just like, oh, I think this looks nice and that's quick to do, so I'll just smack something in there. So they're like 5 people, so there can be 1 desk, 1 desk, 1 desk, 1 desk, and 1 desk. That should work out. Some angles, because that looks pretty. And another door. Where is the door? There's my cloning tool. A simple door. There we go. Let me see. Yeah, I know. My camera is mirrored. And sometimes it's upside down depending on what I'm doing. So the camera right now is mirrored, so it's like I'm looking myself into the mirror when I look at the camera. Why? I don't know. Just feels more comfortable. So I think we're gonna initially just copy this floor and put it out here as well. And the same with the very simple wallpaper we have here. we can do a day where we do some redecoration of all the rooms, but initially, oh, there was a lettuce plant. I totally forgot about that. Let's move that one. There we go. There. Yeah. And let's just go one floor up and see what the house looks like. Well, that's okay. Not too shabby. Let's just check out everything is. Yeah, that's okay. And people keep talking about windows, so I better put some windows in there as well. But seriously, windows in a gaming room, not before you bought the computers. Computers are definitely priority one here. So, into the buy section. And there's more stuff I can sell here. I'm just going to wait a little bit and see if I want use any of this at some point. Maybe, maybe not. Because it's worth several thousand, so if I run out of money for the computers, I can just use some of that. Oh, it's going to be an entire gaming room. At some point when you leave that computer, I'm going to move that computer out in that room as well. So I seriously expect the entire family to hang out here a lot. So there's 5 people and there's like 1 setup, so we need 4 more setups. So let's put 1 there, 1 there. One there, that's 3. Look, that one can be there. Why? Well, because it looks cozy. 1, 2, 3, 1 there, and then there's room to move that one over there. That'll work. Oh, I could do this, of course. Let's try this one out. That's kind of cozy. Sitting in next to each other like that, don't you think? Still room enough that you could do that? There actually is. Well, that'd be like 3 people gaming in a group and then 2 people over here. Well, at some point you're definitely going to get a TV and a console, because when I get that university package installed... Oh, what's that? There's a raccoon again. Anyone wants to talk to the raccoon? Because it's coming into our lot in a little bit. And some chairs. There's 1. Can they get all the way around here? Yes, they can. Yes, they can. Makes it a little bit easier with one there and then the other one there. Well, that's going to be perfect. Brother, and you want to go talk to the animals? Well, Zazu, let's see. I'm not sure I can make Welshie do it right now because he's pretty upset. But I think you've had so much fun that you can go and talk to it. I'm going to put both of you out there to look at it, and then we can see what's happening. I'll just plop in some electronics as well. So let's see. We need some computers, and we need 4 besides that one. That one's 2,000. Yeah, well, that should be doable. So every house should have a room like this. I'm just saying. Just saying. And a little light, not electrical light, just some dim light from up above. Let's see. Oh, that one. There we go. Gaming room. Ta-da! Nothing fancy, but all what you need. Just for now. And no worries, at some point there's going to be plants and decorations and stuff like that. Maybe even more windows, but computers is a pretty darn good start. So Zazu wants to go and chat to the raccoon. So I'm gonna say pet raccoon. Will she? Let's see, I'm gonna say look at raccoon and let's see what's happening. Here we go. Oh, he's definitely just running out there. It's cute. Well, he ran to where it was before. There it is. Where did Wilshire go? He went to go and get something to eat. Yeah, that's the thing, you see. He's hungry, he's not had a lot of fun, he wants to grab a shower, and he's kind of busted as well. It was that initial child labor thing that we did, I think, that did that. Oh, let's take a break here. Now we've got something coming up for Timid. Thank you, Wilshie. I don't know how close I'm getting to everyone's bedtime, but I am willing to take a break and then come back and stream a little more if people want me to. So, quick sound off from the channel whether or not I should continue streaming for a little bit longer after a break. And while I'm waiting for your answer, I can say that Timid needs to do some ghost busting, and that was fun the last time, so definitely going to have out ghost busting a little bit. Yeah, I'm gonna set the stream up for me having one of my 10-minute breaks, and then I'll be back here and we'll continue the stream. I think maybe that video picture of me should be a little bit smaller because I take up a lot of the game space. I'll figure that out as well. But yeah, this is a BRB screen, and I'm gonna cut the sound and let the game run and be back in 10 minutes. See you later, everyone. Oh, sorry, I forgot about the mic. I was just saying that it just happened. Modus and Sazu is running around and becoming very good friends. So a good father-daughter relationship that has resulted in Sazu becoming slightly famous. Oh, you can see, let's just go here and look. Do we still have a raccoon involved? No, I think it just threw everything on the ground and went away. And Timid Bunny is gaming, and Moninius is sleeping. It's evening now, and we've been with the Chaos family for the most of this part of the Sim stream, so I'm just going to pause this, and then I think it's time that we go and see, yeah, becoming famous by playing tag with another semi-famous person. That is fame by association. That happens. I came back to my character and she was like a 2-star famous person and apparently pregnant. So what I was saying, like, we are going to just swing around the other households and make sure that everyone is doing okay, because it would be rather sad if we lost any of our inhabitants in this town. And for instance, we have a mad professor that we didn't spend so much time with, and I would like to see how he's doing. Yeah, we can go to pregnant Tawny later. That's definitely something, not something I'm looking forward to. First, we're going to go to edit down and save what we've got here. So, because my experience is that the more time you spend with your Sims, the better they do. If you kind of just focus on one household and I had one city where I created the families too fast, and some of them had babies, and all of a sudden there was an epidemic of dead babies in town because none of them knew how to take care of a baby. And when I come into the families, it was totally stupid stuff like just leaving the baby from on the floor and going out to town. So my experience is that sometimes you need to be a little wary. So over here, I have the Fireflash family of 1. So we are going to go and take a look at how he's doing. Not that I think he's got babies lying around on the floor, but on the other hand, he's a mad professor, so you never know. Plus, we made Toad Coder, but he doesn't have a house yet. And we really need to get Toad Coder into a house as well. So let's just change the active household and choose. Oh, that was the wrong one. Oh, 1 second. Can't have bought it before I got into it. It's the household creation tool. So, like that. Yes. There we go. Pick a household. And there we go. Now, here we have our mad professor. This is his house. It's mainly a laboratory, as you can see here. He is just about ready to go to sleep, so we're going to go to fast mode in a second. He's a household of 1, so for something to happen for him, we're going to need to send him a little bit around the town, and that's fun because then he can run into all our other characters. He hasn't learned how to invent yet, and that's pretty important because he has to be like the great inventor, because his long-term goal is to be a monster creator. Yeah, Homeless Toad and his horse, they need a place to live. As you can see, he's got the same job as Timid Bunny has. He is a Ghostbuster and a level 1 Ghostbuster. Apparently he's got some job experience. I can see that here, because they do learn something while you're away from the family. That's one of the good things. They do have like a basis level of accumulating training. I have to say, as someone who knows a little bit about game development, I absolutely love this as a simulation game. There are aspects of Sims 2 that I like better, and there's aspects of Sims 3 that I like better. But it is really elegant and filled with a lot of the options. As I've talked about before, two of the main things in modern games is inventory management and character creation. And with Sims you have ongoing character creation, because if you put up a mirror you can constantly change their hairstyles and looks, and with a dresser you can make sure that they can change their clothes any way they want to. And all these traits and these tiny effects that it has on them. I don't know why my brain really enjoys trying to imagine the code that would have to go into it to make a game like this. To recap Fireflash, he hates the outdoors. He's insane, he's a genius, he's eccentric, and he doesn't like kids. And with the amount of people in the city that doesn't like kids, the fact that I'm pregnant isn't necessarily a positive thing. Remember that. Because the one person I forgot to put into doesn't like kid was, of course, my own character. So I'm gonna make sure that you see right now he's getting some fun with his chessboard, and but he's hungry, so we need to make sure he gets something to eat as well. And that's one of the things where I like to be around in the beginning, because that way I can make sure that they don't use the stove until they have a minimum in cooking, because Sims are really efficient at burning down houses at times. Oh, let's get back down to him. So let's get him something to eat, and as you can see, he doesn't have a lot of friends at the moment, and he doesn't have a lot of money, so not every wall in his house is painted. So we really need to make sure that he gets some work done and have a bit of a life, because otherwise he's going to be the saddest, maddest professor around. And I do like my Sims to be happy, even if they're a bit weird. Yes, this is the beginnings of the evil lair. As you can see, there's a ladder here, and if I go one floor down, this is the basement. So the plan is, of course, to build it out to be more of an evil lair the further into it we get. But let's also face it, the more family we get put into this city, the less time we're going to end up spending with everyone. Let's just put him a random place in town and see what he's going to do from there. Yeah, so he's like a level 1 evil professor. He has like the basic traits and stats for it, but and a huge lot. This is where he lives. I mean, his mailbox is all the way out there. And apparently he acquired a car as well. So to make sure that everyone's got a car and something to sell in case of emergency, just leave the family for a while and they might acquire a car without it costing any money. Because of all these different things that's built into Sims, like that, like they have a life when I leave the family in Sims 3. That's one of the reasons I don't like using the cheat codes unless I'm intentionally making a billionaire. Because there are so many options in Sims to make money. Right now he's talking to himself outside the local diner. Yeah, moderately unpleasant grad student. Yeah. Captain Leaf just came by. That's my boyfriend, if anyone doesn't know that. So, and he has a car as well. Everybody got cars. This is such an American game. I think Modus is mainly investigating trash cans at the moment. And I have to say that it's amazing with insane characters like this, because when he talks to himself, his social his social counter goes up all by itself, and his fun does as well. So, but he doesn't like the fact that he's not inside. So let's be a little bit merciful and put him somewhere where he won't really. Let's put him in the gym. Shouldn't that be just a place? Let's put him in the gym. Let him run into some of the people there and see if he can be really. He really has like the greatest. Because he's insane, he has these traits that means that when he picks his clothes, he just picks one of the outfits you've made, and apparently he was wearing his sportswear today, so putting him in the gym should be relevant. He also makes fast decisions, and his wishes doesn't always make sense. And he's also eccentric. That's mainly something to do with the entire invent stuff thingy, but right now he can just kind of relax by the pool and not think too much about the great insane outdoors, apparently. So let's see, Captain Leaf coming by again. Is anyone else upstairs here? No, it looks like a pretty empty gym right now. So he's basically just hanging out. I have to say, he's not like the most interactive character, unless I send him somewhere. What's he going to do? Okay, let's follow him around, see what happens. He's looking out the window. And now he's going to take a shower. Well, hygiene is always a good thing, have to say that. Going to the gym and lay down to relax a bit is just like you would do. Well, yeah. It's like, where's the yoga mat? I can just like lay here for 30 minutes. That would be okay. Yeah, it should be like either a missile silo or a shark tank, right? I mean, what's this idea with just water? I mean, is it he may be afraid to go into it because when there's no sharks in it, it could be an acid pool. So apparently now he's going to go for a little bit of a workout. I know that at some point of the day, he's probably going to get a call. Yeah, in 4 hours, he's going to get a call to go out and do some ghost busting. But otherwise, he actually seems to be doing pretty okay. I mean, he didn't accidentally socialize with someone and became famous. You can see that. But then again, he might not be the most sociable character, because I'm pretty sure he will be pretty annoyed if I send him to the park, because that's very outdoorsy. Could of course send him to the library or the museum, but he's gonna have to suffer the outdoors when he goes ghost hunting anyway. Yeah, he showered before working out. It's awesome. And I love that he changed into his dress robe. So but he's gonna be an athletic professor, so I guess that's okay. And if anyone is wondering why I think it's fun building families, you might have noticed that when we were with the Chaos families, it has 5 members. So there's always something happening, so you can zap back and forth between the different characters, and there's a lot going on. When you have like a single character like this, sometimes you get kind of tempted to just, queue up a lot of actions and push the fast forward button. But then again, that's kind of boring. Hi Blair, welcome to the chat. This is Fireflash, who's our local math professor who decided to dress up and go work out a bit. How long he's gonna end up doing that, I have no idea. And this is Captain Leaf, and people are based on everyone is free to kind of sign up and choose trades and send me a picture, and then I'm gonna, or if not send me a picture, then at least tell me what kind of what they want their character to kind of look like. And then I design people with the names they want and put them into the city, which is a lot of fun when you have one of my favorites at the moment, I have to say, it's Modus, because Modus, as a private investigator running around investigating the rest of us in the city, that is awesome, absolutely. So, but we can definitely see our professor is doing okay, and we're getting closer to, oh, now he wants to be really athletic. Well, and he wants to train until he's exhausted. Well, that'll probably happen any minute now. He's not really like, and he has 2 hours before he has to go to work, so yeah, sure, let's grant him that wish. He also wants to go jogging, and when we figure out when he has to do ghost busting, and if he, no, he can't jog when he's exhausted, that's true. So I have to wait with that. Oh, that sounds hilarious to look at, but unpleasant to be a part of, Dark Winter Dreams. An interviewer. Yeah, I wonder if there's different kinds besides, I mean, you can always end up, because we have like the nightlife expansion built into the game, you can always end up accidentally becoming a paparazzi, because the game chooses someone to be paparazzi when you're playing someone who's famous. But my experience is that the game usually tries to do that with game characters. I've had Blair will interview me who is famous. Yeah, that's true. Nah, I think, Zazu, it's more like in your Chaos family. It's like fame by association. I've been hanging around people and for a long enough time that people remember my name. Yeah, 3 a.m. in the morning. Gosh, I think it was close to 5 when we finished that interview. So I was like, should I go to bed or should I wait a couple of more hours until the bakery opens up? But it ended up being bedtime for me after that interview. Oh, he has to go and hunt some ghosts now. Let's get that done. Pause and let's zoom out and see where he has to go. Oh, there's 2 options. This is Spirit Invasion at the Chaos Family. Oh, he definitely needs to do that one. Definitely. Yes. Let's go and remove some spirits from the Chaos Family. I think you're possessed, maybe. That is good fun. Oh, you've got someone else who has to be up at 3. Oh, that's tough. Who are you recording tonight, Blair? Yes, you have ghosts, Zazu. So as soon as he's done with his second shower, at least he's showering after the workout as well. Otherwise, I knew one way he could drive those spirits away. He's going to go and I think it's so great because there's a Ghostbuster living in that house. So maybe it's the ones that she caught at the High-Rise the other day that got out of her purse, perhaps. Yeah, exactly, will she? Yeah, she's got 5 ghosts in her purse, and there's like a value to each ghost. So I think angry ghosts are slightly more valuable than not so angry ghosts, but I can't quite remember, so we're going to figure that out. Hi, Menenius. Yeah, definitely. It was when she was trying to catch that one. Oh, see, yeah, we've got the ghosts. And Timid, there's Zazu, and she has 3 spirits that we need to get rid of. Let's start with the one outside so he can get the ones outside so he can get all this horrible work outside done. This is the ghost busting. It looks like a cross between a lightsaber and Ghostbusters. And Modus is saying, this place must have been an old burial site with all those spirits, but it's my house now, and I want them out. Oh, he got a jealous young spirit. It's worth 200, whatever Sim's money is. I mean, Saso, she's like, wow, interesting, but I'm also gonna do some cooking. That was 2 out of 3, and the third one is out there. That was a nice old spirit, so that's only worth 75. Yeah. We want the nasty ones. You can see it's a famous family because paparazzi is outside the door. So we've got Modus here, he's 1-star famous. Zazu is 1-star famous, and Meninius is 1-star famous as well. And Zazu was saying, those ghosts didn't seem so dangerous, but they were kind of spooky. Thank you for taking them away. That was a scared young ghost, and that's only worth 50. So clearly, the more evil the ghost, the more money you get for it. How much is a 60-foot marshmallow man worth? Yeah, I think that would be absolutely awesome. If like when they got to like level 10 of ghost busting, a giant marshmallow man walked down the road. Who knows? It might happen. I have no idea. Like the Pets expansion, I haven't played all the aspects of the Korea expansion before, so yeah, just grabbing a plate. I mean, hanging out with the family a bit. So why not? And look, he's got a lot of job experience about that. But he still has to chase ghosts until 3 o'clock, so we have to kind of see where the other ghosts are at. We've got something over here as well, so let's go see what that's all about. Something just said a sound. So someone hosted or followed, can't really see what right now, but thank you nonetheless. I don't know, Meninius. You have a tendency to walk around and flirt with all the people, so... and that's a big building. Let's try zooming out a bit and see if we can localize these ghosts. Yeah, there's definitely one out there. So... oh, he seems to just do it on his own, so let him... oh, she's a vampire, and she thinks that he's kind of hot. Isn't that amazing? She says, we have so much in common. I really want to get to know you better. A vampire and a mad professor. That's like the perfect couple. And neither of them like kids, so that's amazing. Well, I've heard that a lot of people meet their soulmates at work, so why not? She's got a very cute kitty blouse on as well, so for a vampire, she's okay, I guess. Perhaps, Sazu, perhaps. Unless they make sure they have a garden filled with those. You can get this plant that has some blood-like plasma fruits or something like that. So that works. Yeah, that's true, and I spent a lot of your money today, Meninius, because I built your gaming room. So you now have 5 desks with computers, so everybody can get their game on if they want to. And the kids, I'm sorry to say, they quit their jobs. They thought it was too stressful. They thought balancing school and work was a bit too much. But, you know, so I was like, well, okay then. Oh, and she said, I can't believe you did that at work. You're done if you do that again. Believe me. It's his amazing social skills, but apparently she keeps disturbing him, wanting to talk to him. Maybe I should just make sure that he gets this ghost out before she comes and have another insane conversation with him, because nah. I'll make you a royal bedroom at some point, Meninius. Um, that was a young jealous spirit worth 200. Oh, I can see he's getting pretty tired, so I think he has to go home, get some sleep. I just love elevators in this game, lifts, whatever you call them, because everybody seems to get stuck in them all the time. But if it's any comfort, Meninius, you do seem to distract yourself with flirting quite well. So I don't think you spend that much time thinking about the money. Well, I'd say enjoy the dishes, except not very many people enjoy dishes. And then the evening run from the corner of his lot all the way into his evil lair. At some point this should be a giant labyrinth, but he needs to make some more money. Well, he did make a little money, so I can finally paint these walls in here. Because he's a bit unhappy about that most of the time. Oh, that's true when I do that. So, we got caught up a bit on the Chaos family, and Professor Fireflash got a chance of getting out into the world and doing a little bit of ghost busting. So I'm thinking that one of the last things I'm going to do in Sims today is I'm going to put up a lot with the basic stuff for Toadcoder and his horse. Just so there's more people in the city, and I can clean up some of the place in the library, and we can make some new characters the next time I do a very, very long sim stream. If luckily next Sunday, I should be able to do a creating Sims stream. So if you want your Sims to be in the town, remember that people who are in the chat and where I have their traits and descriptions ready, they are priority one when I start creating. Also make sure that if you want to be related to your Sim, to be related to other people's Sims, to clear that out. And you can't be related to someone who's already in the city because they've already got their family relations picked out. Well, dream along, Meninius. You're all going to have a say in the house. So far, you have a basic house just to make sure that you had the initial stuff. But from now on, it's up to you and the family to figure out. And if you're like the only one of the family online when I have the Chaos family on, yeah, you can be the only one talking. But there might be a chance that Sasu and Welsh are around, then you have to argue with them about where to invest the money. Now, I don't think it's very interesting looking at my pregnant character, Sasu, really. I think that that's more like something other people finds interesting, because to me that was mainly a mistake in my setting up of my character, because it's definitely not like me if it's running around pregnant. Fire flashing up and about. Let's edit the city. There we go. Now we have to figure out where to put down Toad Coda. And he has a horse, and I think I noticed that somewhere out here there was an equestrian center or something. Let's see. International Horse Center. So that means that if he lives somewhere out here, his horse will have somewhere to go. So normally I'd really prefer for him to be here and, you know, pick out the lot. Maybe that's really what I should do. I should wait until he's in stream so he can pick out where to put the lot and everything. And then give you all a chance to look at my pregnant character, since apparently that's some kind of wish. Let's see. This is my household. So let's switch household and go into the cat household. Pick a household. There we go. And then you get a little bit of time, and let's see. I don't even think they have a crib or anything. They're not really ready for a baby. Baby gets in the way of gaming, you know. So let's see. Here's my character. Oh, who knows? Maybe he made some other lady pregnant. In this case, I'd be pretty happy about that. See, I'm slightly famous. I'm like a 2-star celebrity. I think the problem was that I made both of us childish. And if you're childish and have a sense of humor and everything, they might think you're ready to have kids. So let's see. Here's the kitties. In the kitchen, of course, waiting for food. Oh no, not this time of day, kitties. they'll probably put them in some expansion pack Minions, because they weren't in Sims 3 in the beginning either. It was one of those things that they put in later. I can't really remember what expansion it came in, but it's nifty because you only have to use like four squares to put them in on. So but I think if she is pregnant, we will figure it out around, I think, 6, 8 in the evening or something. I think that's where they count the day, and you can see it if they're pregnant. Can't really remember. We'll see. So how are the cats doing? They have a lot of wishes about each other, so let's just put some of that in there. Oh, Lulu just got scared about Tawny for some reason. Lulu is really weird. Well, that's true. Lulu is a very scared cat, and sometimes for no reason at all. If you get too close to her, she'll just run away. Let's see. Anders wants to brush mail. Well, that's a good idea. And I want to buy a guitar and make 500 Sims styling Sims. Wow, seriously, what did I... Oh my god, I'm a couture... Well, I am a tailor, but I did not expect to become a stylist, but apparently I'm a stylist. Yeah, I like the different building options you've got in here too, Moninius. Let me just go into build really quickly. Because you've got several options with staircases. So besides the normal staircases and the fact that you can preset them to width and stuff like that, you've got ladders, spiral staircases, and you've got a fireman's pole. So if you don't want to use any space, you put up a fireman's pole and it'll just slide down that from floor to floor. Of course, it's a good idea to put on a ladder so they can get up as well. Oh, if there's lurkers, hello to the lurkers. I spend a lot of my time lurking in other channels. Totally get that. What is he doing out there? Is he killing the newspaper? I think he's killing the newspaper. I really like the way that that the personality traits in the pets actually fits quite well. Wonder what he's doing. Kitties! They're so cute. Yeah, and my family really needs to make some money as well, so maybe I should stay around while I can see I get like 1,300 per week, so that wouldn't be a bad thing. Oh, he should be at work. Why are you at home? Oh, he's playing computer games. Okay, totally get that. But sorry, honey, you have to go to work now. Where did the cats go? Where did the cats go? They're running around in the middle of the road. Yeah, we're still around the weird one. I decided to spend a bit more time with the Sims. Also, there was a wish to see if my Sims has gotten pregnant, so I'm still having my fingers crossed that she hasn't, but we'll find out. Who is that? That's a paparazzi, of course. really should put up a fence or something so he can only go to like that part of the garden. But I try to make it so it looks as much as our house as possible because I really like our house. That's just so paparazzi hanging around outside your door. Oh, the funeral is tomorrow. Yeah, I'll think about you. It'll probably be rough and weird, but also you usually get a chance to see relations you might not have seen for a while, and if you should look at the positive, it can be really nice to check up on the rest of the family at the same time. I'm playing with the kitty. It's so funny having built it so it looks like your own home, actually. Oh, Tony just bought enough long-time happiness to buy a reward. What reward do I want? I have 5,000 points. Uh, da, da, da. A legendary host. Everybody will come to the party and have a lot of fun and it'll be legendary. Or discover other people's traits twice as fast. I actually really like both of these. I think I'm going to go with this one. Then I can take the hosting one next time. Yeah, buy that one. Figuring out people. Well, that's pretty much like real life as well. Don't always get the bed made right away. I mean, seriously, there's games to play and cats to pet and stuff like that. Plus, now that I know that it annoys you, it's even that much more fun. Yeah, well, and the next time we get back to the Chaos family, we have to see if we can't make sure that you and Sazu get to adopt some pets. Because, yeah, we're savages. We're from Denmark. I think there's old documents pointing to the fact that we're really savage. I think the Romans wrote something like that. We showered too much or something like that. I don't know what it was. That feels like home. Someone in front of the computer and the cat lying on the floor. Not a lot of money, but a pretty decent house. Yeah, that's acceptable. I'm still looking forward to getting you in the game, Red, because you said that you wanted to do a bar, and I really want a meeting place so everybody has like a place they can go and meet all the other characters in the town. So yeah, I think it would be so cool with you hanging out, being like the bartender and stuff. So that would be fun. Can't remember. Did you write down trades and stuff? Well, but as I said, probably this Sunday I'll be able to do a Sims creation stream. So if you want your Sims created, keep an eye out on my Twitter and the Facebook group because I will announce Friday at the latest whether or not I'll be doing a Sim stream Sunday. And the fireman is back home from work. You look pretty happy. Yeah, me reading a book in front of the computer. This is totally true. Have a great day, young boy. And thank you for stopping by, and feel free to look anytime. Also, we'll just hang out a little bit and see if whether or not we find out if she's pregnant. Otherwise, that'll have to be a mystery for next time, because we are coming up on 3 hours, and that means that I'm going to have to stop for tonight. But it's been really, really neat, as always. Oh, he's playing with the laser pointer and the cat. That's just funny. He's got all 3 cats in there because he's with the laser pointer. Right now I'm just like, what are the cats doing? What are the cats doing? And who is that weird dude hanging out outside my door? Oh yeah, Nightbot. Someday I'll look into seeing if I can make it less aggressive, but like I keep on saying, I'm not a pro streamer, and the most important to me is not that everything runs 100% flawless all the time, but that I'm having a good time, and hopefully everyone else is having a good time as well. So if she is pregnant, well, it's hard to tell. I mean, I didn't create her to be skinny because I'm not skinny. So could be either. I'm still having my fingers crossed that it's the no, she's not pregnant option. Oh, cool, Red. That's really cool, because I really want to get the ones I already have in the city, so I can because yeah, more people is signing up, of course, which is absolutely awesome, but requires that I make sure I have the time to create the Sims. I can't remember whether you were going to be related to someone else in game. So if you're going to have someone who's your brother or sister or parents or kids, please figure that out too, so I can create the both at the same time, and make sure it's someone who can be present at the same time. Oh, I just understood the basics in cooking. Good for me. Good for me. So it's 11 o'clock. That's the 3-hour mark, and my cue to sign off today. It's been awesome as always, and let's just see if someone we know is online. I can see that Anna is still streaming according to my overview here. So if that's the truth, I think if you're not already there, I'll see you in Anna's channel. So thank you for today. Awesome as always.